Yeah, you know, I'm 51 years old.
Okay,
and
I'm right behind you.
And
Man, you guys look good.
Yeah. Well, hey, babe, you know how I look this good?
How?
Cannabis.
I know that's
Smoking
right.
weed.
Okay.
That's true, because I've been smoking a good 27, 28 years.
Okay. Here it is, eh? So yeah, you know, back in that time, you know, and this is, I'll try to give it to you as quick and best as I can. But it's a long time, you know. It's a lot of rich history that I've experienced by being able to be in this world making pipes, and being in when I did get in, and when that was in 1991, and I feel like there was a perfect storm happening in America. There was a Northern Lights strain that had come in with skunk. And it all kind of came over from Holland during those times, and that was what we were seeing as the first real good kind bud. And when that weed was coming through, you couldn't smoke it in your pipestone pipe or your bullshit metal pipe. And, you know, Graphics had a good bong, and which was what I modeled my bong after. But reality is I'd go to the store and buy a crack pipe. And I'd put that killer weed in the crack pipe and do a couple hits and toss it just because it was the best taste that I had ever experienced.
Right.
And so
Glass.
in the beginning, that was where I was we wanted to experience the flavor. We were getting shit that was so expensive. You want to take a little hits of this stuff. And we did it in the little pipes, or we did it in the Graphics bongs, and kind of all that was happening. And at the same time, there's a guy out there called Bob Snodgrass.
Cool.
So Bob's the inventor of what we now know as these glass pipes. And Bob invented the technique that it seems to change color the more you smoke out of it. So me being a young punk out there in Eugene, Oregon, I was an art major at University of Oregon, and I went out and met Bob and learned how to make pipes, and was enamored with not only Bob himself as the wizard he is, but yeah, don't stress this. It's a shop. And so not only Bob as the wizard he is, but the entire movement around him. There was a lot of like real dready, you know, real sage smelling, patchouli wearing, you know, flip-flop handling hippies in there that were smoking really good weed at Bob's house. And it seemed to me like, wow, this is where the cool kids are hanging out, and I want to be part of this scene. And luckily, in my lineage and in Bob's, I was number 7 to be taught by Bob.
Wow.
And,
cool.
It's, now there's tens of thousands that have come out of this lineage on this whole thing that we're doing, and I call it the Piper movement. And it's just been a really cool thing to be a part of. I was there in the early days in Eugene, Oregon. The guys, the biggest weed dealers in the world, were wanting to hang out and get pipes because nobody else had them. They would fly me on a plane to New York City, Manhattan. I would go to the house. They had packs of, you know, the Mexican pillows, and they would pay me $10 a gram for my pipes. And I'd get on the plane, go back to Eugene, and try to make them thicker, make marbles bigger. We didn't have an internet back then. There wasn't any, you know, it was who you knew. So it was
word of mouth completely.
That at that time, 91 to 96, the internet kind of started. So between those times is when we really met a lot of people, because we were the only guys out on the scene making pipes. And you know, I got into that cannabis culture here. I know all the big growers and the geneticists and all the Dutch guys, all the G's in this space. And so now, fast forward to you know, I started in 91. By 99, I'm doing $4 million a year in revenue, 70 employees.
Nice.
Eugene, Oregon, a campus of people, and I was big shot. I had my Escalade, my 22s, house on the hill,
beautiful,
the whole shit.
Straight fucking ballin'.
Yeah, and then one day in February, it was February 2023, February 23rd to be exact, and my door got banged down, and it was the feds, and they arrested me for manufacturing drug paraphernalia. So I got hauled back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, along with 55 others. It was a 2-year investigation called Operation Pipe Dreams.
Operation Pipe Dream. I remember that.
It was all led by John Ashcroft in the White House. It was a pretty big deal, and
they wanted political points.
Yeah, it was using the justice system to make a political statement. After us, they went after that, like smack 'em up porn, arrested a few people with some dirty VHS tapes. They also put a cover over the scales of justice, the lady of justice at the State Department, to cover up her titties. So these are the people that were running the show back then. They actually, I mean, I don't care, or you know, I value everybody's opinion on how they look at life, but you know, these are people that actually, and again, I care about everybody's opinion, but reality, they believe that Adam and Eve were the first humans on Earth, and you know, this kind of shit went down. So that's who I was dealing with at that point, and I got through it. I lost everything I had. You know, you go from a big hero to zero real fast. And just reassess my life. And when I did that, they told me I'm never allowed to make a bong again. And so I'm an artist, and you know, glass blowing is not a crime.
This is true.
I moved over to Maui, Hawaii, and I've been over there ever since. I do whales, dolphins, tikis, turtles, all this shit. Oh my God,
it's the most phenomenal shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
I love it.
And it's a lot of fun to make, and it's a lot of fun to be part of that action over there, just in terms of creation.
Nice.
The guys over there, Makai Glass Blowing Studio, if you ever come to Maui, whoever you are, especially all of us cannabis users, stop by Makai Glass.
Sweet.
Granny can even go in there. It's all wheelchair accessible, and it's
beautiful.
Huge entertainment value. But anyway, I had to reassess my life. I went over to Maui for many years and made art glass. But in the end, I came to Las Vegas and got this incredible building here 5 years ago. And we kind of came out of the closet. I had this company was underground the entire time. We nickel and dimed it through and sold pieces to our friends.
Okay.
So we made pieces, kept it underground, and kept the whole thing alive in a branding, you know, possibilities. So when we came back out, we're here in Las Vegas, and I said, as an artist, I always, my passion is just fine art, and so I needed a voice in fine art that also related to what I do here in cannabis.
Nice.
And granted, I make bongs, but my coup de grace is this that I make giant bongs, and people ask, oh, can you use these giant bongs? And I do. I use it as my artistic statement to say, fuck you to the government. Don't fucking tell me what shapes I can make in glass or not. And so that's my voice now, and I feel like
it's
what
a big
we have
fuck you
here.
too.
I love that so
That's
much.
great.
Just knowing that, you know, if I look back in my past, and in that day, February 23rd, 2003, when I got arrested, everything that I had previous to that was gone. Like glass, when it breaks, this shit's sharp. It cuts like a relationship. These things end, and you look back and you're like, I was just with her, you know, 2 weeks ago, and now, you know, I mean, we're enemies. You know, everything changes. We know changes for sure in life. So I say value the day and value what you have today. And so for me, what I value is this incredible art studio we have down here in Las Vegas. And I say, when you come in here and you buy one of these little $200 mainstream bongs that we have, that's kind of like, you know, I don't frame myself up as an Andy Warhol kind of a figure. I frame this whole Jerome Baker thing up as an artistic movement that represents some figurehead. And so coming in and buying that $200 bong is your Andy Warhol soup can in the long term. I have second and third generation people coming in and buying bongs. Dads have had bongs for 20-something years.
Wow.
So I think that the pieces themselves hold a certain
value. Becomes a family thing.
There's a certain resale value on it. There's a certain just collectability about it. And so, yeah, you know, being here in Vegas changed our whole steezy. We don't have to hide in the closet anymore. We can be out in the open.
Yep.